What if I told you that being a good person has almost nothing to do with the grand gestures we always see on social media, right? And everything to do with how we treat the person who can do absolutely nothing for you? What if the metric of a well-lived life isn't found in your bank account and your title, but in the quiet wake of peace you leave behind when you walk out of a room? Today, we're stripping away the performative stuff. We're talking about raw and sometimes inconvenient reality of being a good human. We're diving into 3 simple but not easy ways to show up better for yourself and for the world. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Catalyst Podcast. I'm your host, Jason, and you can catch us on all your favorite platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. You can also listen to our episodes on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and our home at Podbean. Folks, we love to hear from you. If you're interested in being a guest or contributor or just saying hi, you can reach out to us at catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. That's catalystmotivationpodcast@gmail.com. Join the community and be part of something truly transformative. Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 146, The Architecture of Kindness. So I have this new opportunity. For the past 6.5 years, I've been working from home, working remotely, and the job that I had decided to make some business decisions, and I found myself in a wonderful new opportunity where now I'm traveling to a location. So lots of different changes I'm going through. And one person who's helping me with this transition, he's always been bringing up this one topic of being a good human. And it made me think about, being a good human and how sometimes being a good human is exhausting, right? Let's be honest. Being a good human can be exhausting. For example, I remember being in a grocery store a couple of nights ago, driving back from work. I was tired. I was stressed out about this deadline because we're doing such a quick transition. And let's say the person in front of me was struggling to kind of get their stuff together, right? Like I'm looking at them and they're like, they've got the purse and they're throwing this and grabbing this and doing all these other things. And my inner dialogue was not of a positive light. It was cynical. It was impactfully judgmental. And I caught myself rolling my eyes. And in that moment, I realized that I chose efficiency over empathy, right? I wasn't being a villain, but I certainly wasn't being the person or the version of myself that I'd be proud of, right? We've all had those moments where our humanity feels like it's on a low battery, right? Think about it. Or think about that send button, right? We've all received that one email or text that just gets right under our skin, right? Our ego wants us to clap back to prove we're right and win the interaction. And we spend hours crafting a masterpiece of passive aggression. We feel powerful for about 10 seconds and then we feel small. We realize we traded our character for a punchline, right? It's messy. It's petty. And it's something that we've all done. The struggle isn't about being perfect. It's in the gaps between our reaction and our response. So, how do we bridge the gap? How do we build a good human framework that actually sticks? Well, if you're familiar with this program, you know what time it is. Grab your phone, grab your sticky notes, your pens, your papers, all that kind of stuff. We're going to give you some ways to help you be a good human. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. 3 ways to help you be a good human. Number 1, practice aggressive empathy. Practice aggressive empathy. Empathy isn't just feeling bad for someone. It's a proactive search for context, right? When someone cuts you off in traffic, Aggressive empathy assumes that they might be rushing to the hospital, right? Not that they're a jerk. They're choosing the most generous interpretation of someone else's behavior, right? It's a gift you give yourself because it keeps you from living in a state of constant resentment. That is one thing that getting back to working at a location that I've really had to work on, because I've had shouting matches in my car driving on the roads. And I've really caught myself in like, what are we doing right now? What are we doing? Why are we getting ourselves all worked up over this? You know what? Why don't you slow down, get in the middle lane or get over in the far right-hand lane and just relax. You'll get there. All right. So practice aggressive empathy. Here comes number 2. It's the invisible hand rule. The invisible hand rule. A huge part of being a good human is doing the right thing when there is zero chance of reward, right? Big one for me, you're a good human when you return your shopping cart, okay? You want to be part of a productive society when you return your shopping cart, right? You see a piece of trash, you pick it up. You leave a space better than you found it, right? When you do things for the invisible audience, you own your conscience. You're building a level of self-respect that no amount of internal praise can buy. Small little things, opening up a door, letting a car pass, or letting them turn before you turn. Small little things. Here, go in front of me. You only have 2 items. It's a small little thing, but it makes all the difference in the world. Finally, number 3, master the graceful correction. Master the graceful connection. I'm sorry, correction. Master the graceful correction. Okay? So being a good human doesn't mean being a doormat. Okay? It means when you do have to set a boundary or call someone out, you do it with the intent to restore, not destroy. It's the difference between saying you're wrong and saying, help me understand where you're coming from because I see it differently. You protect your dignity and the dignity of the other person while standing in your own truth. Here's the thing. The cool part is being a good human is actually a biological hack. Scientists at the University of Zurich found that even small acts of generosity trigger the brain, which basically it reacts in internal glee. It releases dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals that make you feel loved and safe. So being a good human makes you feel better, makes you feel safe. Essentially, your brain is hardwired to reward you for not being a jerk. It's kind of like the universe's way of saying, hey, thanks for being cool. Here's a hit of some good stuff. And it's the only time in our lives where we're paying it forward, right? And it actually results in immediate cashback rewards for your soul. We're basically designed to be kind, which makes our occasional grouchy neighbor phase even funnier. I'm dealing with someone who's above me and I'm trying to give grace and I'm trying to be peaceful with this person, right? I want to be happier. So I try to do things to make the tension ease up. Because when we do that, it really helps us. I lived in that anger. I lived in that anger for so many years. I truly believe it's what brought my cancer around, right? We are literally fighting our own chemistry to be grumpy, to be angry. It's unbelievable. But it's the greatest thing you can do for yourself. So I want to leave you with an actionable exercise. Of course. So here's a clear, simple exercise you can do the moment that we end this episode. All right. I call it the legacy of the hour. The legacy of the hour. Grab your utensil, whatever you're going to use. All right. So I'm going to break it down into a few pieces. All right. Part one is the intent, right? Before you enter your next interaction, whether it's a Zoom call, a family dinner, or checking it out at the pharmacy, I want you to ask yourself, what do I want the aftertaste of this interaction to be? All right. Next is a small lift. Okay. I want you to find one person in the next 60 minutes to give you a genuine, specific compliment. Or actually, strike that. I want you to find a person to give a genuine, specific compliment to. All right. Now, not nice shoes, but something like, I really appreciate how you handled that problem earlier. Right? Give somebody a lift. Finally, the reflection. All right. At the end of the day, ask, if today was the only evidence of my character, what would people know about me? Right? Being a good human isn't a destination you reach. It's a trail you blaze, and you blaze it one small step at a time. And you can do it. You can do it. You have it in you to do it. So go out there. Go out there and leave the world a little warmer than you found it. I want to thank you. Thank you so much for listening to the Catalyst Motivation Podcast. Hey, listen, if this hit home for you, please make sure to share, like, subscribe. And if it seems like it's something that somebody might need, why don't you share it with them? All right. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok for even more inspiration. Don't forget about that book, The Ways of Compromise. It's out now, and you should pick it up. Okay. All right. So, man, I keep looking at the feedback of where we're getting listeners from, and it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. From all over the world, from every corner of this planet. It's so amazing, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. Keep continuing to listen. Keep continuing to share it. I want to thank you for listening to episode 146 of the Catalyst Motivation Podcast. We look forward to seeing you next time for episode 147. So we have throwback episodes every Monday and new episodes every Wednesday. So I will see you next Wednesday for episode 147. Go be great.